Hey, what's up, family? This your boy Eric with Pryority Mail. Coronavirus is here to stay. If you've been watching the news the last few days, you've seen that we've had about five, maybe six deaths here now in America. All of them appear to be in Washington State. Um, but if you've noticed a common trend, I think I've already alluded to this in previous videos, is the vulnerable are those that are very young and those that are very old. Those that are very young with developing immune systems, and those that are older with declining immune systems. You get that cough checked. I hope that ain't corona. But it's here. Um, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Again, I've alluded to there are going to be some quarantines that are coming. There are going to be some uncomfortable things that our leaders and authorities are going to have to do that might have you questioning your constitutional rights, but it's going to be in the benefit of public health. Okay, and when we think about this thing that's happening here with this coronavirus, y'all, it's concerning. It's concerning from a public health standpoint. It is at pandemic proportions. And again, it's here on American soil. But we do have a great, robust healthcare system here, access to a lot of great medications and therapies. Although we don't have a virus for the a vaccine for the coronavirus at this time, and that is at least a year to possibly 2 years down the road. And even our current antiviral medications, they don't work for it. We have Tamiflu, which is great for seasonal flu, but there is a window of opportunity that you have to get that medication prescribed and on board in order to lessen the number of days that you have flu symptoms and to help abate or alleviate the current symptoms you're having. But there is no medication that we know to work at this point for the coronavirus. And even there are questions about the many steps required to test for the coronavirus with the current testing that they have out there. But again, if you're healthy, if you don't have underlying chronic conditions that are not controlled, I mean, you can still have blood pressure. Most of us, a lot of people in America have that. You can have diabetes, but it needs to be controlled. If it's controlled, your risk factors are low. But if you have uncontrolled conditions and you have some other type of immunocompromise, whether you are taking steroids, you are undergoing cancer treatment, you have HIV, lupus, just to name a few, those do place you at a higher risk. And the very young, newborns are at high risk. And our elderly parents and grandparents in their waning years are also at high risk. And if you've noticed anything, the people that died in Washington, most of them were from that nursing home. And that's another thing that people are not aware of. Any type of confined environment like a nursing home, I mean, you could say prison, but this typically doesn't happen in the prison because they don't move. They don't travel like people that are free. But a nursing home, a rehab facility, possibly a convalescent home, or just to name a few, those places, if they bring that infection in, it's going to spread like wildfire because those are closed corners, closed, how do they say it? Closed. You know what I'm saying. It's closed in. Ain't nobody moving. Okay? You know what I'm saying. Again, your boy ain't perfect. But those people in those environments typically don't do well. Okay? So we're trying to screen, people very carefully now. So if you go into the doctor with flu-like symptoms, because again, we cannot differentiate specifically corona from seasonal flu because it looks the same clinically. When you present, it looks the same. And with the backdrop of coronavirus, we have to keep that on our radar when patients show up in clinic with symptoms suggestive of flu-like symptoms. So you will be asked a lot of questions about your travel history, about your recent contacts. So be mindful of that. We're not prying. We're not like the government trying to backtrack where you've been if you've been out there trapping. I hope you ain't doing that. But yeah, we're not trying to do that, but we're just trying to make sure that we can trace this back to maybe a point of where you might have gotten it. And if this is a concern from a public health standpoint, we can implement the necessary measures to protect others. But yeah, so be prepared for that. It's never too late to get your flu shot, okay? Flu season is still here. We're about to enter spring, and there's going to be some late seasonal flu in the spring. So it happens all the time, but it's never too late to get the flu shot. And if you have, depending on your insurance, you can go to the local big box pharmacies, Walgreens, CVS, Kroger. I mean, wherever you shop, if it's a big box pharmacy there, the pharmacist can also give you the flu shot. And depending on your insurance coverage, you may not even pay for it. So it's never too late to get it, y'all. Also be proactive instead of reactive. Cover your cough. Wash your hands frequently. I would say wash your hands every hour, especially if you're in a public place. You work in retail or something like that. Wash your hands every hour. Think about money. Especially if you're somewhere where you're taking in money, money is worse than the ground because it's been touched by everything and everybody. So if you're touching money on a regular basis, you could possibly pick up the coronavirus or flu or any other virus or diarrhea illness from money because money is literally dirty. Wash your hands every hour. Use sanitizer as often as you can. And it is Super Tuesday. So I want you all to get out and vote. I'm not just here talking about health. I'm also talking about empowering people to exercise their rights. So get out and vote. People are going to be voting all over the United States today. And I want you to keep something in mind. I've shared with you about the commonly touched surfaces and things to be concerned about. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know what they are. Well, one thing you need to think about today in particular, or specifically, is that voting poll that you're going to, that voting booth, that machine. It's going to be a lot of people out today. Don't let that deter you from voting. But when you go, you might want to pick up a few Clorox wipes or two, take with you and wipe that voting machine down when you get in there because you don't know where the person in front of you came from. You don't know if they're sick. You don't know what kind of virus or illnesses they may be harboring. And you don't want to go and cast your vote and get sick behind it. And I don't want that again, this fear of the coronavirus to hinder you from casting your vote today. So get off your behind and go vote, okay? But you should be fine if you're in good health. Avoid people that are obviously sick. Just be logical, y'all, as you out there moving around and doing what you do every day. And just keep in mind, this is here to stay for a while. And I also foresee the government, our local authorities, having to implement some things that might have you questioning your constitutional rights. Are they being violated? But again, do know that it will all be in the interest of public health if that happens. But that could be right around the corner, y'all. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we see quarantines or communities being held hostage. But don't hold yourself hostage until that's necessary, okay? Also, what's recommended, stock up on your water. Because if this does do what we are seeing that's happening now, if it does go as it's projected and quarantine sets in, it's going to be a run on the grocery store, y'all. It's going to be a run. And you need to make sure you got enough supplies, at least 3 to 5 days of food, water, clothing, and medicine on hand for you and your family, okay? So I would tell you to start stockpiling now on the things that you know you need for you and your family to survive if this comes down to a mass public health emergency. And I'm going to tell you right now, having participated in some mass casualty training and stuff like that in the past, it's going to get ugly, y'all. It's going to get real ugly if that happens. I pray that it doesn't, but this is they're already hinting at it. If you just listen to our leaders talk, they're already hinting at what might come. So let's be proactive, y'all, and not be reactive. And again, make sure you got 3 to 5 days of food, water, clothing, and medication on hand for you and your family. That's for another conversation. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, coronavirus is here. It's not going anywhere. Protect yourself. Be on alert. Do what you need to do, y'all. And this is your boy, Eric with Pryority Mail. If you don't remember anything, it's easier to stay well than it is to get well. #Pryority Mail. Now go wash your hands. Peace.